So entrepreneurs and business owners are often wondering, okay, I set up a company, I'm starting a company. Do I do a corporation, do an LLC, a partnership? What's the best way to go? So as an attorney, a business attorney, people will ask me, well, should I do an LLC for this real estate deal, or what exactly should I do? So I'm going to break down a little bit, not get into too much detail because I could be here for hours, just the basics between how you set up a company, the different forms. So let me share my screen real quick and we'll get into it. So LP, LLC, corporation, what's best? So let's see here. Okay. Types of ways that a business is formed. So when somebody starts a business, whether it's no matter what the reason is, they're either going to go as a sole proprietor. This is the no legal entity. Nothing was formed. It's just an entrepreneur going out and starting a business. They might do a DBA, but that's not, or fictitious business name, but that's not a legal entity. They're just a sole proprietor out there starting a business or running a business. Then you have a corporation, which needs to be formed under state law, and a lot of people will do it as a corporation. Limited liability company, that's an LLC. Some people say limited liability corporation. That's not true. It's a limited liability company, LLC. A partnership, this is where you need at least two people or two entities to come together to create the business. And there's generally two types. There's a general partnership and a limited partnership. Now, what is a corporation? Most people, when you hear this, you think of, okay, well, some huge corporation. Facebook's a corporation. Microsoft's a corporation. But a corporation is a body of people in the Latin. Corpus is a body of people. It's a group of people coming together to own a business. So it's an artificial person or legal entity created either under the laws or by the laws of a certain state. So it's a Delaware corporation or a Florida corporation. Now, there are different types of corporations, but mostly this gets into how they're taxed. So how a corporation is formed and how it's taxed are sometimes two different things. Most corporations the default is it's a so-called C corporation. It's taxed under subchapter C of the tax code. It's subject to double taxation, where the corporation makes money, the corporation pays tax on profits, then when it distributes money to its owners, its shareholders, usually as dividends, they also pay a tax on those profits. So it's considered double taxation. An S corporation is when a corporation elects to be taxed under subchapter S of the tax code, which is a little bit different. It's single taxation because it passes through to the owners. There's no tax at the entity level. The corporation does not pay its own separate tax. But there are certain restrictions. You have to have less than 100 shareholders or owners. Can't be any foreign ownership. Can't be owned by an entity. So it basically has to be 100 or less individual owners that own the S corporation, and you can tax it that way. A close corporation is usually a smaller corporation with a smaller number of owners, and each state may have this as an option for a corporation. And I won't get into too much. It's like California has a closed corporation that has less restriction or requirements on things like meeting minutes and some other things that normally you have to worry about in a regular corporation. Professional corporation, sometimes these are allowed for doctors or others. It's all based on the state law. And a nonprofit corporation can be a separate type that you elect when you form the corporation in each state. So LLP or LC. LLC is a limited liability company. It's a flexible hybrid legal entity created by state law like a corporation. It's very similar. A limited partnership is a type of partnership where the partnership is owned by at least two people, and you have to have at least a general partner and a limited partner. You have to have those two. You can have more than that. You can have 10 limited partners, but you at least have to have those two. And the limited partnership, the difference between that and a general partnership, two people come together, they form a general partnership. If the partnership gets sued, they can go after the individual general partners personally. A limited partnership, if you're the limited partner, like an investor into a deal where it's an LP, you cannot personally get sued for anything that the partnership does. So there's a liability protection in an LP that is not there in a GP. So the LP provides liability protection. But also it's only for the limited partners. So the general partner of a limited partnership has potentially unlimited liability because they're running the company, they're running the partnership. So an LP is protected, a GP, general partner, is not. Here's a comparison chart. Whether there's personal liability, do you participate in management? Are there restrictions on the type of owners? And is there double taxation? Like I mentioned, C Corp is about the only one with double taxation. S Corp is really the only one that has limitations on who can be owners of an S Corp. Most of them provide some type of liability protection. Limited partnership, the general partner has unlimited liability, and a sole proprietor has unlimited liability too. So somebody who starts a business and maybe they say, oh, well, I filed a DBA and I'm Joe's donut shop, so I'm protected, right? No, someone can sue you personally for debts of the business. But if you're an LLC or corporation, then they may not be able to come after you for those debts. So it's usually better to form either an LLC or a corporation. Here's a little bit of a diagram. On the left is an LLC. So at the top, the owner is the member, or there can be multiple members. And let's say in this example, it's Microsoft LLC is the name of the company. Decisions are made by managers or board of managers. They also can be structured where the members basically control and manage. This is just one option. And you can put it where you have officers who handle day-to-day decisions versus a corporation in the middle. You have owners or stockholders of, in this example, Microsoft Corporation, and that's the company. It's run by a board of directors that are elected by the stockholders. They make all the high-level decisions for the business. And then the officers, the CEO, CFO, basically execute what the board tells them and run the day-to-day operations of the corporation. A limited partnership, you've got, as I mentioned, you have to have a limited partner and a general partner. In here, it's called Microsoft LP or limited partnership. And in an LP, decisions and control of how it's run are by the general partner. There's no board of directors, there's no managers or board of managers. It's the general partner who makes all the decisions. And as I mentioned, the general partner, because of that role, could face potential liability for actions taken on behalf of Microsoft LP. So if they do something wrong, they can get sued personally. So the most common structure is to make the general partner an LLC. So you form an LLC owned by some people, that becomes the general partner. So if someone wants to sue the general partner, they sue the LLC and not the individuals, providing a layer of protection from liability for those owners of that general partner entity. So I know this is kind of a very quick overview, but feel free to reach out with any questions. I'll be doing some additional, more detailed deep dives into some of these. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Securities Law Media, and I will be doing more. And thank you for watching.